Man, get out of here with your 9/11 conspiracy that the explosions that were pre-planted by the deep state to cause forever wars was planted in the buildings, and it wasn't the airplanes that took the buildings down. We all know that those people who believe that are dumber than a box of rocks. Yeah. Who am I going to believe? You or my lying eyes? My buddy at work, Doug, God bless him, he's kind of like, he's susceptible to these conspiracies. I don't know, man. Maybe he's drinking the product at work. Do we sell Kool-Aid? Bro, he hit me up. He's like, Greg, man, you got to watch this video. Clayton Morris, he's a former Fox News newscaster or whatever. He has a guest on who's an explosives expert. He's an engineer. He knows how to build buildings, and he knows how the structure of buildings, and he did all the studies, and it's proven that these buildings were blown up, and it wasn't the airplanes. I'm like, bro, I am not watching. He goes, no, man, you don't have to watch it, but I'm just telling you, it was very convincing. I go, I'll tell you what, I'll see if I can last 12 minutes. Fair enough, Greg. Fair enough. That's all I ask. I lasted 24 seconds. 24 seconds. Look how this video starts.
What really brought down the Twin Towers, the World Trade Center on 9/11? Was it airplanes? And was it airplanes?
Is he going to convince me? Is he going to sway me with that body language? Was it airplanes? Like, bro, I'm not a kindergartner. Okay, that's not going to work.
And was it airplanes, as they've led us to believe, or was it actually a controlled demolition? I think,
as they led us to believe, we saw the airplanes that just took off, were full of jet fuel, hit the buildings. We weren't led to believe it. We saw it.
as they've led us to believe, or was it actually a controlled demolition? I think all evidence now points to the fact that it was in fact a controlled demolition. All evidence.
That's not true, Clayton. All evidence does not point to a demolition because we saw the airplanes hit. You might try to dismiss it so you can lay your foundation built on sand, but not all evidence points to a demolition. Some of the evidence has to be applied towards the airplanes that hit the buildings. It just makes no logic what you're trying to do. You want to build your lie on top of a false foundation. If your foundation can't withhold the building collapses. Your theory collapses.
All evidence now points to the fact that it was in fact a controlled demolition of the main Twin Towers and Building 7.
Okay, what I'm going to do here in a second is I'm going to show you this conversation I had with ChatGPT, and this isn't my only source. I mean, I'm forced to make this video just because I'm trying to keep my friend's blood pressure low. I'm the one with the high blood pressure, and I'm not even. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Gee, I wonder why. I mean, oh my gosh, this stuff I got to deal with in my life. Oh my gosh, but. How many people would have had to be involved in planting these explosive devices in the building? How many people would have had to sit around and says, hey, I have an idea. Let's blow up the symbol of New York City so we can have forever wars. I mean, how stupid do we have to be to believe that there's a bunch of people sitting around who are going to blow? Okay, I'm not saying that there's no false flags. I mean, yeah, I'm not stupid. I mean, come on. But this particular instance, are you telling me that the hundreds of people that would have been involved in this type of conspiracy and execution have remained silent for days and weeks and months and years and decades? It's mathematically impossible for that. It makes no sense. So I asked ChatGPT to give me some of the statistical odds that something like this would be feasible, that all of these people would keep their mouths shut. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. But anyhow, Anyhow, now we're about to introduce a guest. Okay, here's an expert, Dick Gage. Oh, Richard Gage. Sorry, I call him Dick Gage. Dick Gage. He's he's an expert, and he's going to come on his show, and he's going to talk all about how these demolitions and these deep staters had imploded these buildings so they can do whatever, seize more power, right? Except he's got something else on his mind. What do you think he's got on his mind?
No one perhaps knows more about this in the world than our next guest. Please welcome San Francisco Bay researcher Richard Gage.
People becoming aware of Gaza. Gaza.
He's one of those.
Gaza.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Oh my gosh! The conspiracy of the Middle East! From the river to the sea! He's a cuckoo! He's a nut job.
Like Gaza.
All right. I'm going to go to ChatGPT, which has gathered all the evidence and spit out an answer for me. And it's got mathematical capabilities. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. Okay, let me read this here. The National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, led the formal technical inquiries. So this isn't the 9/11 Commission. These are, scientists. Okay. World Trade Center Towers 1 and 2 collapse initiated by aircraft impact, damage, dislodged fireproofing, and prolonged high-temperature fires leading to inward bowing and column buckling. Progressive collapse then followed. World Trade Tower number 7, not hit by a plane. Debris damage plus hours of uncontrolled fires cause thermal expansion and a critical column failure, leading to progressive collapse. NIST's frequently asked questions addresses and reject claims about nanothermite analysis of dust and debris that did not show explosive residues consistent with demolition. Claims to the contrary are not supported by established forensic labs or official investigation. Seismology and acoustics don't match demolitions. Regional seismic records captured the plane impacts and the gravitational collapses. They do not show the sharp, distinct blast signatures you'd expect from a pre-planted high explosives. Structural mechanics make the collapses unsurprising. Peer-reviewed engineering work shows that after a local failure from heat impact, the mass and energy available make progressive gravity-driven collapse inevitable without needing explosives. The many people must stay quiet problem. This is the question that I posed to ChatGPT. And usually when I pose these questions, it will respond like, oh, now you're really getting into the nuts and bolts. That's a really good question. I don't think it did this time. But it says, even setting evidence aside, large covert operations are statistically fragile. A formal model of conspiracy survivability, PLOS-1, which is a model that came out in 2016, shows failures, like leaks, intelligence leaks or people spilling the beans, becomes overwhelmingly likely as the number of conspirators and years grow exactly towards my intuition. So it did give me props. So a concise script that I could use. Multiple independent lines of evidence, structural analysis, material tests, dust chemistry, seismic records, timelines, and thousands of photos and videos all align with aircraft damage and fire-induced progressive collapse. No verified explosive residues, no characteristic blast waveforms, no preparatory work evidence had ever been found. The official technical reports, that's the NIST, and peer-reviewed engineering papers explain the collapse without involving explosives, and that's how science handled it. The NIST's, as far as the thermite explosive claims, NIST found no corroborating evidence for alternative hypothesis suggesting that the World Trade Towers were brought down by controlled demolition using explosives planted prior to 9/11. Regarding nanothermite, yeah, I'm not interested. Let's see. Measured descent versus free fall. The collapse time was approximately 40% longer than that of a free fall for the first 18 stories of descent. This directly contradicts claims that World Trade Center WTC 7 fell at free fall speed, which would support controlled demolition theories. Seismic and audio evidence. NAST report for WTC 7 found no blast sounds in audio or video recordings, nor were any such sounds reported by eyewitnesses. It goes on and on and on and on and on. No corroborating evidence. No corroborating evidence. Everything has been disproven. So y'all can make all the videos you want, and you can these guys sound super, super smart, and then they get on TV and they get their chance at their 15 minutes of fame and they go, Gaza, but Gaza. You see that video of that girl? She was wasted. She got pulled over a Dewey. She probably blew a 2-point something, and the officer's like, hey, how you doing, ma'am? And she says, aren't you aware there's a genocide? Aren't you aware that in 2024, the population of Gaza increased? Like, what is wrong with these people? Kill your television. Kill your television. I mean, I am like really infatuated with independent journalism, but when people are drinking Kool-Aid, yeah, 24 seconds. And you're done. You're done. All right, Doug. Doug, you're the one that said, go ahead. You want to make a video, Greg? Go ahead. Make me famous. Make me famous. You'll be famous with a couple of guys at work, you know. That's about it. But, man, I'll believe my lying eyes, okay? Peace out.
Gaza,
Airplanes,
Gaza,
airplanes,
Gaza,
all evidence.
Gaza,
Airplanes,
Gaza, 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 COVID.